20 years of Air India Express, 100th aircraft, 3 tabletop runway incidents. What has the once successful budget airline of India achieved and not achieved? History of Air India Express. Operation of Air India Express began 20 years ago as a low-cost budget airline serving domestic and international destinations. The very idea of the airline was to serve the public flying to international destinations from Tier 2 cities of India. It came in a time when most of the Indian population had to travel by road or train for many hours to reach the Tier 1 airports to fly to international destinations. Air India took this problem in hand and marched ahead to resolve it by creating a smart network based on demand and supply, of course, with the support of the Indian government. For any airline to be a successful business model, the network and scheduling are key factors, and Air India Express has done this precisely. Air India Express slowly increased its fleet size, expanded its network, and gained popularity over the flying public, which increased the load factor beyond expectations. With everything going smoothly, the airline was at its best point to create a loyal customer base, which is very important for any airline to be sustainable. 5 major incidents that derailed the airline's growth plan. The airline put in efforts to study demand, competition, and network, but failed big time in safety and customer service. Incident 1. In the year 2010, an Air India flight from Dubai to Mangalore crashed, killing more than 160 passengers. Investigation results brought out the truth that the pilots were struggling to land at the tabletop runway. As the landing on a tabletop runway is trickier than normal runways, the training of the pilots was in question. AAIB India and regulator DGCA brought a list of changes to the airline's operational and training procedures. This crash was pure negligence of operational procedures by the pilot flying. Incident 2. After having crashed an aircraft on the tabletop runway in Mangalore in the year 2010, the airline confirmed to DGCA that the pilots were trained as recommended. However, it doesn't seem to be working for the airline. In the year 2019, another flight from Dubai to Mangalore was very close to mirroring the same incident where again, the pilots struggled to land after a first go-around. Even during the second approach, the aircraft was not stabilized to land, which means they must carry out another go-around, but the pilots decided to land. The auto brakes were not switched on before landing, and there was a significant delay in applying thrust reversers, resulting in an overshoot of the runway. This incident shows how indecisive the pilots were in deciding whether to land or go around during the second approach. This was an alarm to which they failed to respond, resulting in another tabletop crash. Incident 3. After having crashed one aircraft in the year 2010 and a runway overshoot in the year 2019, a flight from Dubai to Kozhikode, which is another tabletop runway, crashed, killing more than 20 people, including 2 pilots. This time, DGCA was also blamed for not being vigilant with the airline procedures after the 2 tabletop incidents explained above. Though this crash was said to be a combination of many reasons, the airline heavily lost its trust with regards to safety. Incident 4. In the year 2018, the airline's flight from Trichy to Dubai collided with a boundary wall and the localizer antenna during takeoff, a near-miss crash. This time, the captain's seat reclined, leaving him not able to control the aircraft on the takeoff roll. On such occasions, the control is handed over to the first officer who should rotate immediately. However, there was a delay in rotating, resulting in the aircraft overshooting the runway and lifting off from the grass field before contacting the boundary wall of the airport. This was another event damaging the airline's reputation in terms of safety record. Incident 5. In the year 2010, another flight operated by the airline from Dubai to Pune was 2 minutes into a crash before the captain recovered. The aircraft was in normal cruise at 37,000 feet when the captain left to use the washroom. Since the washroom was occupied, he returned back to his seat in about 60 seconds to see the autopilot system was disengaged, and the aircraft at -22 degrees nosedive, another near crash. The captain took control to recover the flight. However, the way he took control, and the sudden force applied on the control column to recover, was also not as per the operational procedure. This was another incident where the first officer didn't know how to recover and engage the autopilot when it got disconnected after he accidentally applied force on the control column while the pilot was out of the cockpit. Another failure in training and adherence to operating procedures. Did Air India Express manage to win loyal customers? Customers even today like the airline for their network from nearby airports and their fares, but not for the safety records and the way customers are treated on board. The budget airline had plenty of time to fix its safety records and customer service failures. Repeat safety incidents exposed the airline's serious lapses in safety, resulting in less or no loyal customer base. Most of the public flying Air India Express are attracted by one of two reasons: operating from a nearby airport or cheaper fares, nothing else. As the 100th machine joins their fleet, it's crucial for the airline to change its attitude towards customer service offerings, training, and safety culture. No doubt that the rapid and bold expansion of the fleet positions the airline to take advantage of the increasing air traffic in India. Air India Express has a lot to offer for the flying public of India, and we hope they revisit their lapses and take it as a challenge to revamp. All the best, Air India Express, for the years to come.